with a song in my heart. The story of men and their music, of composers who really have a song in their hearts.
Big city. I tell you, I'm just a lonesome baby in the war. So lady, be good to me.
And to the lilt of one of his most popular melodies, we offer the story of George Gershwin, one of the really great composers of this century. Gershwin was not only a gifted composer, he was, in addition, an amazing pianist. And it was this ability that first brought him before music publishers. In the office of New York's foremost publishers, the firm of Chappell Harms, the managing director, Englishman Max Dreyfus, was talking shop to a fellow executive.
I sent for you to ask if any decision has been reached regarding that newspaper song competition.
Well, not yet, Mr. Dreyfus. The selection committee have been wading through hundreds of manuscripts.
Yeah, a pretty arduous task, I admit. But isn't the winner to be announced in tomorrow's press?
Yes, sir, but the committee headed by Irving Berlin have been working against time. But we should get the news any minute from now. Is that all, sir?
Yes. Listen to that piano for a minute.
It's a fine pianist you have out there.
Yes, he's good. A young man named George Gershwin. He's got a flair for composition, too. Somehow, I think he's going places.
And believe me, he was. Because that committee selected a number written by this young man as its prize-winning song. The song that was to put George Gershwin on the map. It was the memorable and evergreen Swanee.
I've been away from you a long time. I never thought I'd miss you so. Somehow I feel your love was real. Near you I want to be. The birds are singing, it is song time. The banjo's strumming soft and low. I know that you yearn for me too. Swanee, you're calling me. Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I'd give the world to be among the folks in DIX. I even know my mammy's wailing for me, praying for me down by the Swanee. The folks up north will see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore. Swanee, Swanee, I am coming back to Swanee. Mammy, Mammy, I love the old folks at home. Swanee, Swanee, I am coming back to Swanee. Mammy, Mammy, I love the old folks at home. Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I'd give the world to be among the folks in DIX. I I even know my mammy's waiting for me, praying for me down by the Swanee. The folks up north will see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore.
In every walk of life, you need some sort of a break to lift you out of the rut. And Swanee proved the break for Gershwin. One day, not so long after Swanee hit the top as a hit, publisher Max Dreyfus sent for him.
Oh, George, I want you to meet another George. George White.
Glad to meet you, Mr. White.
Howdy, George.
Mr. White heard Al Jolson sing your song Swanee last night, and it greatly impressed him.
I'll say it did. It's unnatural.
That's sweet music to me, Mr. White.
Well, George, to be brief, Mr. White wants you to write the music for a new revue he's producing. Before approaching you, however, he wanted my opinion as to your capabilities. I've just told him that I think you can provide the goods.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Dreyfus, and you too, Mr. White. What's the name of the show?
It's a spectacular production with Eddie Cantor headlining. I'm calling it George White's Scandals.
And from that production came some of Gershwin's most delightful tunes. That was way back in the early 20s. But two of the hits from this show are still hits today. One was The Man I Love, the other, Fascinating Rhythm.
Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. He'll look at me and smile. I know we both won't say a word. Maybe I shall meet him someday, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still I'm sure to meet him one day, maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. We'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'll never roam. Who would but you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love. Fascinating rhythm, you've got me on the go. Fascinating rhythm, I'm all a-quiver. What a mess you're making, the neighbors want to know why I'm always shaking just like a flivver. Each morning I get up with the sun, start a-hopping, never stopping, to find a night no work has been done. I know that once it doesn't matter, but now you're doing wrong when you start to patter. I'm so unhappy. Won't you take the day off, decide to run along somewhere far away and make it snappy? Oh, how I long to be the girl I used to be. Fascinating rhythm, oh, won't you stop picking on me?
Following the success of Scandals, Gershwin proved his amazing versatility by writing 3 musical comedies, all smash hits.
Tell Me More was one, Tiptoes another, and the biggest success of all was OK, which starred Gertrude Lawrence.
George gave us new rhythms, new melodic ideas, new quick and snappy tempos, all of which were so in keeping with that crazy era we knew as the dizzy 20s. Some of his hits were
That Certain Feeling,
Somebody Loves Me,
Someone to Watch Over Me,
I Got Rhythm,
and there were many others. But one we simply can't pass by came from the production he wrote for Fred and Adele Astaire. And what a honey it was. We knew it as Strike Up the Band.
We fought in 1917, and drove the tyrant from the sea, We raised the big of the water, and it up in last time. We don't know what we might be for, but we didn't know the last time. So load the cannon, draw the blade, come on and join the big parade. Let the drums roll out, let the trumpet call, and the people shout, strike up the band. Hear the cymbals ring, calling one and all, with the martial swing, strike up the band. There is work to be done, there's a war to be won, Come you son of a gun, take your stand. All in line, give four, come along, let's go. Hey, leaders, strike up the band. Let the drums roll out, let the trumpet call, and the people shout, strike up the band. Hear the cymbals ring, calling one and all, and the martial swing, strike up the band. There is work to be done, there's a war to be won, Come you son of a gun, make your stand. All in line, game on, come along, let's go.
By this time, Gershwin had become the toast of New York. His popularity was astonishing. This despite a terrific ego. Yes, George knew he was good. He lived for music, but mainly Gershwin music. Yet, despite his eccentric ways, his legion of friends worshipped him. At a fashionable party one night...
Oh, Mr. Gershwin, that was simply divine. Play us something else from your new show.
There's nothing I'd like better. I'll run over one of my newest tunes, but Ruth Edding's got to sing it. How's about it, Ruth?
It's okay by me, George.
Then let's go.
It's wonderful, it's marvelous. You should care for me. It's awful nice, it's paradise. It's what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. Oh, it's wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me.
You want to hear some more, yes?
At this stage of the proceedings, George's great friend Oscar Levant stepped in.
No more, George. Don't play another chord.
Why not, Oscar? I like doing it.
You're telling me. Believe me, an evening with Gershwin is a Gershwin evening. Look, George, all these tunes you play tonight are from your new productions.
So what?
You played them at a party last night, and the night before, and the night before that. By the time your new show opens, there'll be stale and old tunes to your first night audience.
Do you really think that, Oscar?
I don't think it, George. I know it.
Well, if you say so. But tell me something, Oscar. Do you think my melodies will be played 100 years from now?
They certainly will be, if you're still around.
And that's just the sort of naivety that provided his many friends with so many laughs. But George had his serious side, both in music and personality. And he proved his genius to the world when in 1924 at the Aeolian Hall, New York, we heard for the first time in conjunction with Paul Whiteman's orchestra his immortal Rhapsody in Blue. After his Rhapsody, Gershwin wrote An American in Paris and his famous Concerto in F. He was acclaimed throughout the world. After hearing his concerto, that great English musician and conductor, Albert Coates, stated,
Gershwin is one of the 50 outstanding composers of all time.
which is indeed high praise. Around this time, the talkies began to woo Gershwin, and he was commissioned to write the music to the Goldwyn Follies. One of the big hits from this very successful talkie was the haunting Love Walked In.
Love walked right in and drove the shadows away. Love walked right in and brought my sunniest day. One magic moment, and my heart seemed to know that love said hello, though not a word was spoken. One look, and I forgot the gloom of the past. One look, and I had found my future at last. One look, and I had found a world completely new. When love walked in with you.
And that song was to prove the last melody Gershwin wrote. At the age of 38, in the very prime of his musical years, he died suddenly from a brain hemorrhage. His passing shocked the entire world of music. Famous French composer Maurice Ravel said,
Gershwin's death is the greatest loss to music in the 20th century.
Leopold Stokowski, noted maestro of the Philadelphia Symphony Orchestra, commented,
George Gershwin's untimely passing is an irreplaceable void in modern composition. In the short space of 20 years, he was to achieve fame such as had never before come to a composer during his lifetime. It can be truly stated, this man was a genius.
And so we come to the end of the Gershwin story. And what better ending could we arrive at than to revive one of his most beloved melodies from his opera, Porgy and Bess? It is Gershwin at his very best, and is a perfect example of his amazing melodic and rhythmic gift. So, to our finale, I've Got Plenty of Nuttin'.
Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got no car, I got no mule, I got no misery. The folks with plenty got the lock in the door. Afraid somebody's going to rumble us out of making more. What for? Now I got no lock on the door, that's no way to be. They can steal the rugs from the floor, that's okay with me, cause the things at the price like the stars in the skies all are free. I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got my gal, I got my song, got heaven to hold it long. There's no use complaining. Got my gal, got my lord, got my song. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got the sun, I got the moon, I got the deep blue sea. The folks with plenty of plenty got to pray all the day. Seems with plenty, you sure got to worry how to keep the devil away. Away. Now I ain't fretting about the hell till the time arrives. Never worry long as I'm well. Never want to strive to be good, to be bad. What the hell, as glad as alive. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got my gal. got my gal, got my lord, got my
And so the curtain falls on another episode of With a Song in My Heart. Featured artists in this presentation were Betty Eames, John Morgan, Keith Hudson, Roy Leywood, Michael Collins, Joan Clark, Max Blake, and William Laird. The pianist in Rhapsody in Blue was Henri Penn. Your narrator was Kevin Brennan. The orchestra and vocal ensemble were under the baton of William Flynn. The feature was produced by Alfred Potter, scripted and directed by Jack O'Hagan.